Hello, good evening, and welcome back to Fancy Football. This is the Fancy podcast with me and also Arinzechi. Also, good evening, and how are you?
Good evening. Thank you for having me. It was a pleasure to be part of the show.
It didn't come home yesterday for the Three Lions of England, but something special is happening to the Spain national team. Spain are building something. They are building something special. They're building a team for the future. Though I will always say that 30% of the players in that Spanish team will not be in the next World Cup, which is the next tournament that will be played. I don't know if you agree with me. And also, let's look at the Euro as a whole, and let's also look at Gareth Southgate as well. Is it the end of the road for him? Is the time with the Three Lions up as well? Those are the things I want us to look at today, Nonso. So let's start with the Euro proper. How do you rate the Euro from 1 to 10, please?
I think we discussed that. I still don't think the Euro lighted up the world. At some point, I forgot the Euro was going on. For the fact that we're getting information and we're watching the games, there was this euphoria, about the fact that the Euro is on. The world is engulfed, just like AFCON caught the world by storm.
Yeah,
it didn't just happen from in the Euros. I think maybe because of the quality of play that went down on the pitch of play, maybe because the big names in quotes did not step up to the plate and allow the younger boys, the teenagers, to feast. Maybe because at the end of the day, it wasn't a classical performance by the top teams we expect them to do. But there's all this well that ends well. I think I'm going to be sincere with you. I enjoyed the final. They had everything, glitz, glory. You had the fans on their edge of their seats. They had some great goals. Had some players turn up, good goalkeeping, fantastic saves. And it ended well. But overall picture, I don't think it was the best of tournaments, to be sincere with you. I'm still not convinced that this is one of the worst, or even the worst Euros I've watched. The following the Euros proper. It's not about the European Championship. But it is what it is, all over. Hopefully, next edition will be better, far better than what we saw this time around.
I think I'll agree with you because I've been following the Euros since 2000. I think one of my first Euros live as a teenager was in the 2000 when the French national team won it with the likes of Zinedine Zidane against Italy in the final. I think it's been so abysmal. Maybe just because of at that time, when you look at 20 years ago, 24 years ago, at that time, football, you don't have competitions, club football, as it used to be now, because club football is the height and the summit of everything when it comes to football. Currently now in this era that we are in, whether you agree with me or not, there are too much of football being played in club football, from the FA Cup to the leagues to the Coppa Italia to the Kings Cup, Copa del Rey in Spain, and to a lot of things that we don't really know all about. So players are being the players who are the employee of football, as it is now, are being squeezed in terms of physicality. I don't think that the likes of Mbappe were physically and mentally in the Euro. A lot of players were not really there. They were just there to represent their country. That's what I think. They were not there to play football. I don't know if you agree.
I think a lot of players were fatigued. Let's be sincere. A lot of players were really fatigued. Let's be realistic. Too much football. At some point, Rodri had played over 60 games before the Euros. Even the national teams are not helping matters. UEFA, how do you have a Nations League? Even when they should be reasonably friendly when they play French players, you go put a competition called the Nations League. So too much football. Maybe the players are jaded. Maybe they're tired. Maybe the fans have seen too much football. They're no longer interested in what's happening at the Euros. It could be psychological as well. I was telling someone yesterday, the fact that they've watched too much games. In the Premier League, there are 4 competitions. In the Spanish League, there are 3 competitions. Even in club football, there is no more time for friendly games. It's either you're playing the Nations League or you're playing the Euros. Every game seems to be very important right now for the national teams. So for me, I think it's a mixture of both the fans trying to get out of football for some moment. Also for the players overworked. We've seen FIFPro, the guys that run they're in charge of the players, who speak for the players union, coming out to say the games are they're cumbersome. We know you pay us humongous amounts of money. We know we make monies in the tens of thousands and millions. But at least we are human beings. We need time with family, time to recuperate, time to recover. And we saw that. See, to be sincere with you, I've never seen a tournament where the top stars were Ronaldo, for the first time in the history, did not get a goal in a tournament. Ronaldo, no matter how bad it is, he has to score. Kylian Mbappe, continuing his woeful performance at the Euros. The last time was there was a boy, we could excuse that. But right now, he's the real deal, and he can only score a penalty because he has been playing every single game. I can
Oh,
go down to the top players in top players in Maryland. Cody Gakpo. Don't forget, at some point, as of March, Liverpool were in all competitions. Remember, that
exactly.
means he
And
was playing. He was
he
playing
was playing
exactly
virtually every game. Yeah,
exactly. So fatigue, man. You can't argue with it. This body is a human body. You can't argue with it. These players will get tired at some point, or they may even black out. They may be on the pitch, but they black out. Too
yeah,
many games, guys.
yeah.
I think it affected the Euros. To be sincere with you, but
Okay,
like I
now
said,
so
it's not
let's.
enough because the AFCON was ongoing with this same calendar, and it lit up the whole world. Maybe, like I said, so many factors. Like I said, so many factors. Even the use of VAR, they don't help. It got fans annoyed. The way they handled, let's say the popularity of the whole issue, for me, it didn't work out for the Euros, and the players did not step. Most importantly, the players did not step up. I felt some of them would have loved to be in the beach than be in the pitch of play during the Euros.
Exactly,
Absolutely.
exactly. Yeah. Okay, yeah, Monso. Let's quick one. Let's look at Gareth Southgate and the English national side. Like I said at the beginning of my introduction, I said they didn't bring it home for the second time now. The English national side were expecting to win the Euros, but they've not brought it
Yeah.
home. Now they had their first finals on foreign soil, and everybody expected them in a match that was so tight against the best team of the tournament, which is Spain. The match was so tight. The Spanish team had the upper hand, especially when they went in front. But I think the English team clawed themselves back through Jude Bellingham, who I think for me was the player of the tournament for the English side, whether they like it or not, in this Euro, because he has dusted himself up and down, play rag and riot around the pitch for the English national side, setting up plays, scoring goals, bringing them from one game, almost one minute out of the Euros. He brought them back. They won the games. But if you look at the national side, I could have played a video for you about what Gareth. But this is what Gareth Southgate said, if I may quote that. The English national side lack the ability to hold the ball during matches. Yes, I agree with you. But whose job is it to ensure that the team knows how to hold the ball? Because the hallmark of the Spanish team, look at the hallmark of the Spanish team. It's not that they have these world-class players. Spain don't really have so much world-class players, but they have a structure. They have a tactical structure in which the national team is being built on. So, Gareth Southgate have been in that job for how many years? It's going to close to a decade now in that job.
Absolutely.
How the hell will he come out and say the English national side? Whose job is it to teach the team or to ensure that structure in which the team will be holding the ball, even when they have conceded, or when they have or when the match was in a barren draw? You need some. Whose job is it to hold the ball and control the game?
First of all, I want to change that notion. It is not the job of Gareth Southgate to begin to coach professionals in the national team. You know my take on the national team.
I'm not saying coaching professionals. I'm not saying coaching professionals, but it is his job. It is his job now. So to ensure that structure, he has been there for 10 years. That structure is there for the English national side.
What the issue is, we've not seen Gareth Southgate. I think the problem with Gareth Southgate is his selection. He had players who could have held the ball at that period, like the likes of James Maddison, the likes of this young man who sat on the bench, Anthony Gordon. He had players who could do that, and that's why I'm blaming him, not because he couldn't teach them how to pass the ball. Because see, in coaching, it's about using the best of each player capable to help the team. Gordon barely kicked a ball in this tournament, and I'm asking myself how. Gordon had a fantastic, cracking season. If Lamal and Nico Williams will be playing games, as soon as Gordon should have a run out. Harry Kane was more like a liability in that team for so long a time, and the coach stuck by his gun, stuck by the player. And look at the times when the Watkins came in. He almost even scored yesterday, even though the body did not sit well for him. It would have been 2-2 bang. Because the guy is making the defenders work hard. He's running behind the defenders. He's giving them a lot to worry about, and creating space for the likes of. Look at the goal. It was his run that created that space for Bellingham to drop it for a Copama. But Harry Kane he wants service, and unfortunately, he's not even in the best of shape or form at the moment. The only way he's just recovering from an injury he picked up when he was at Bayern Munich, so he wasn't even running as freely as he would normally do. But the coach was adamant to play him. So what we should be blaming Gareth Southgate is his tactical ability. He is not tactically sound to maneuver. He is not technically sound to handle the quality of players the Three Lions has got at their back and call. He's more like a spectator than if you'd ask me, than a footballer, than even the coach itself. I don't think he reads the game very well. He struggled with his man management. I will give it to him for his man management. I'll give him to him for that one. But his selection has been really terrible, really, really terrible, and it hurt his team. So for me, like you said, 10 years in the making. Doesn't look like the body language from the Three Lions, from the English FA, is like they want to let him go anytime soon, and I understand why. From where Gareth Southgate picked this club from, to be sincere with you, he picked them from the dungeon, from the ruin, to a team automatically who has now played in the 2 finals of the Euros, a semi-final and a quarter-final of the World Cup in their last 4 international competitions. That is a normal England Three Lions would have been dumped out from the quarter-final stage or be dumped out from the round of 16 stage. That's the normal position where the Three Lions are good at getting to. But something that have made them to become contenders, whether we like it or not. Yes, they are great underachievers, so close yet so far. But can we tell you where Gareth Southgate has picked these boys from and where they are? It's amazing. Let me sincere. With the golden eras of the David Beckhams, the Steven Gerrards, they had all the quality players, but they never got this close. Not even with Steve McLaren as the manager of the team. So for me, the body language from the FA, like you already know, is like they want to let him see what I can. Don't forget, they were going to ask the question in his press conference and said it's not the time to talk about his future. It's time to look at the players and commend them for a job well done. Look at what went wrong, and then
always job well done. Job well done all the time. Job well done. The job has not been done. If it doesn't come home, the job has not been done. Okay, now so quickly, I think we just have some couple of minutes before the end of the show. If you are watching us for the first time, please kindly subscribe to Fancy Football, hit the notification bell, and share this video, please. Like this video, please. We need as much as 10 likes today, please, and subscribe as well. Okay, let's move on. Also, now this is it.
Yeah.
We've seen the Spanish national side. Let's put aside the English national side. We know we know the problem. The English national side. We see the Spanish national side. We know Carvajal will leave that team. Rodri will still be there. Hopefully, who else again? Morata, I think he should be his final bar out. I don't know. It's his final bar out from the national side. Jesus Navas, the same thing. A lot of players will be leaving. The team itself. But also, just let me know. How do you envisage this Spanish national side in the next 2 years? Just in 2 minutes, please, so that we just wrap up.
Yeah, I think to be sincere with you, there's light at the end return. Kudos have to go to Luis de la Fuente, the manager of the team. But then he's now become the first man to win the under-19, under-21, the UEFA Nations League, and the European Championship. See, the man has metamorphosed, and that's why when people say, "Oh, he's playing Lamar, he's playing Nico Williams, he's taking risk." Man, for that man, it's no risk because he's been playing with those guys for so long a time. They become like a furniture in his plan. And he took the gamble, played teenagers, and boy, oh boy, it worked like magic. They are champions of the European Championship. So for me, there's a future. Like you said, from them, Jesus Navas will be leaving. Morata looks like he's on his way out. But they've got some core players. I think the core of that team will remain for the next World Cup. A player like Daniel, who was the top player, will be there. Rodri will be there. Yamin Lamar, the young player of the tournament, will be there. Nico Williams obviously will be there. Mikel Zabal could be his final bar out. Mikel Moreno, you'll have Nacho is leaving, we know, but he didn't play much in this tournament because of Lamond, Emerick Laporte, they will be there. And of course, Unai Simons will be there. So let's say in the starting level, 70-80% of the players will be there. I know as a coach, you want to freshen up things at some point, add 1 or 2 players that will add bite and zest into the team, which is very important and very crucial. But we need to point out, and I must repeat, we need to point out that this Spanish team are still on a rebuilding phase. When De La Fuente took in, they were in tatters, man. Absolute tatters. He won the Nations League. They said, look, he does Nations League. It's not a big tournament. And now he's won the Euros. And now this is the real deal. Now he wants to move one step further. Don't forget, he joins the likes of Vicente Bosque and, of course, Luis Aragonés to become managers who have won the European Championship of Spain. He wants to now join the Bosque and become one of the managers who has won the World for Spain. It's doable, the future because the coach has been very brutal. He took crazy risks and played young players, very young players. Even when Rodri was injured, I was quite scared for him. When he brought in this guy, Lenormand, we saw what the guy could do. So It's what it is, man. So I think there's future there, and we need to keep commend De La Fuente what he's doing, and let's see what happens in next year. But about sincerity, the future is bright for Spanish football.
Okay, the future is bright for Spanish football. Okay, this is how much we can go, how far we can go today on the Fanzy podcast. We'll see you tomorrow with much more discussion on it. We'll be talking about a lot about transfers on the podcast, not the transfer show, but we'll talk about players in and out from different clubs and why the likes of Liverpool, Man City are not doing the transfer business at the moment. So also we'll have you tomorrow on the show, and good to see you in this good shape, in this beautiful shape, and I hope the girls will not be really flying around you.
Yeah, it's what I do. I try to look up to you every day of the week. I look up to you. I try to be like you, and that is what I do. It's what I do.
I don't marry you, so don't look up to me, please. Okay, we'll see you. Thanks for being thanks for watching Fancy Football. For those that have watched us, and subscribe.